Hello kiddies, welcome to Tobisonics. Quick make some noise for all your professional noise making needs. And you better set the controls for the heart of the sun. That's right, kick in the interstellar overdrive and pour yourself a pan-galactic Gargo blaster. It's Reverb, Will Robinson, Reverb! Hyperspace Reverb from the good peeps at United Plugins. And we're going to take it through spaces, we're going to put it on loops, we're going to see if we can take it to the event horizon. So let's take this section right here. We'll start with on the track. We've got 50 wet, 50 dry. Different. You increase the wet, the dry drops to 0, but you can still lower the dry. That's nice and functional. Full dry. If I take that off, bit of both. Best of both worlds. Put it back on. 50-50. Same with this. You gain the input, the output drops. That's a nice touch. It's very functional. Again, which we've had before with United Plugins, double click, you get the keypad. Nice and easy to work with. So if we start down here, we've got pre-delay. Nice touches to the pre-delay. You can either bring it in this way or double click and you can enter a millisecond value, or if you want you can work to the timing of the track. We have distance, which is effectively diffusing it. Width is pretty obvious. Wide. Mono. We can modulate. Modulation can be useful to distinguish between the original sound and the reverb, and also distinguish different reverbs from each other. And then we have a high-low pass filter. So there we're getting rid of the low, so that's a high pass or a low cut. Now we have a low pass or a high cut. This is a tilt. Density does what you'd expect to do. You can hear the reverb is quite thin now. Chunky. That's not too bad. Size is effectively the size of the room, I guess. Teeny tiny room. Massive room. You can hear the dampening. It is dampening down the reverb, which is going to help you to control it in the mix. Not too bad. You can blend the balance between early and late reflections. So now it's emphasizing the early. Par, it's parallel and serial, dictates the relationship between the dry signal and the early reflection and the late reflection, or the sustain, the body of the reverb. We have different modes. We're currently on modern. If we go to vintage, that one is very different. Sci-fi and cosmic, I think, are more in the direction of sound design. That's quite nice. And then what we can do is we can affect the algorithm and the character by moving these crosshairs around. We can multiply the number of the reflections or echoes that are taking place, and we can increase the space between them, so it gets very cacophonous. This sort of thing is probably going to be more useful for sound design. We can give it some shimmer. Again, really probably more of a sound design tool. And then we can have this inertia effect, which is basically to almost kind of freeze the reverb. So if we turn it all the way towards noise, we get the kind of reverby, ambient-y, sort of shimmery sort of thing. Tone focuses it. So when using an effect like this, it's a good idea to listen to the other elements in the mix. Listen to the bass, listen to the strings, and see if they become easier to hear with the drums as we start to tone it in. So, if we do transient next, more sustain will give more body to the drums. More attack should make them sound punchier. Duck and match, I assume, means that the reverb ducks when it hits, which allows the initial hit to cut through. And match means that the reverb actually is effectively gated to hit when it comes in. Let's just come right. So you can hear when the drums are hitting, the reverb is dropping away. Now it's only hitting with the drums. So because it's percussive, we probably want to duck it a touch. That's not too bad. Let's go back to the dry. So let's just try it now on an auxiliary channel and see how it compares. Right. On the aux. I wouldn't usually put a reverb on a bass line, but if we just mute the other two things for a moment. So let's put one on the line. So we're going to see if we can give the bass a little bit more body. So we'll play with a very short pre-delay. Drop it all the way to mono. without. It's helping it stand out a bit against the drums. So that's dry. Let's try cosmic. Let's try the same time and see how that sounds. Okay, so let's pull a little density out. So mess with the size. So let's see what we can do with some width. Okay. So we'll try a little filter, try and get some of those lows out. Maybe touch the tilt. Maybe a touch of this. Just play with that, like it. Not just little things. Let's have a look at, say, a bit more sustain. That's kind of cool. Play that pitch. The resonance. Maybe drop this down a bit. This is without. Whip. So let's just listen to that section. We'll start by listening to it dry. So we add some drums in. We mess with the bass. We have some strings. Section 1. Good night, a good noise.